It's shortly before 3 p.m. and Bob Minton is standing outside 33 North Fort Harrison in Clearwater, Florida. If all goes as planned, this building will soon belong to Bob.
Well, 2 minutes still. I hope Scott didn't change his mind.
Bob is buying this building from this man, Scott Brower.
We've had the building for sale probably 4 or 5 years. The Scientologists were approached by me at least twice in writing. I asked them if they were interested in buying the building. They were buying numerous other properties in downtown Clearwater, and I wanted to sell the building, and the response was they were not interested.
Unlike the Church of Scientology, we didn't come in here hiding who we were. From the very beginning I said this to Stacy, with these office buildings that we went to see, where we wanted to lease space, we told them exactly who we were. We weren't like the United Churches of Florida. We were the Lisa McPherson Trust or Foundation, whatever it was at the time. And we were honest and straightforward about our mission here and that we were coming. Well, the Church of Scientology did everything they could through their influence in Clearwater to make sure that we couldn't lease any office space from anyone. And they forced us into a situation where we had to buy a building.
I had actually contacted Mr. Minton when I discovered he wanted to buy property in downtown Clearwater, and he called me back after the contact was made. We had a little conversation on a Thursday. He was here on a Monday. We talked, and I would say in less than an hour we agreed on the price and the terms, and we shook hands, and there was a signed contract within 3 to 5 hours later that day.
Fortunately for us, at the end of the day, we ended up agreeing to buy a building from a man who actually had dealt with Scientology for over 20 years, who had basically been jerked around by Scientology for the best part of those 20 years, and who decided that he was going to make a deal that he thought was fair to him, that I thought was fair to us. And we met on November the 1st, and I said to him, Scott, when we leave here, I promise that we'll come back by the end of the day with a contract to sign. We'll have a firm deal. I'll give you a deposit today, and we'll close this thing as soon as it's convenient for you.
One of the fastest deals I've ever seen.
And I said to him before I left, I said, Scott, even if the Church of Scientology comes in this afternoon with an offer double the price, I want to know that when I come back here with that contract this afternoon, that we've committed to a deal based on our word and our handshake and our gentleman's agreement. And he said, it's a done deal.
I think I'm capable of assessing a person's integrity, and so far Bob's lived up to everything he shook hands with me on, and so have I, so we're getting along just fine.
I was really worried for the last couple of months that this thing would actually happen.
When Bob and I walked through the building to show him the building across the hall upstairs, there were Scientologists who just walked into the building and proceeded to interrupt our conversation and wanted to tell me what an evil man Mr. Minton was and a number of other things, and I told them I wasn't interested in what they had to say, and I asked them very nicely to leave. They ignored me, and I repeated the request that it was private property. They were not invited, and I asked them to leave again, and I told them if they didn't leave I'd call the police, which I did. The police came and they finally left. At that point they began picketing the building and videotaping people, my clients, my livelihood, people coming to and from this office, which rankles me to this day.
I knew that Scientology would be in there trying to stop it. They have tried to stop it. They tried as late as 1 o'clock this afternoon to stop it.
They doubled Mr. Minton's offer that he and I had shook hands on, as well as agreed to indemnify me for any costs, attorney's fees, or damages, which basically would require me to welch on my deal, in my handshake, not to speak of my integrity, and I told them I wouldn't do it.
There are other people in the world who have integrity and are willing to stand up for what is right and correct. And Scott Brower did that, and you know, I think that we're all doing that as well. We know that what Scientology does to people is not good. It's not right, it's not just, it shouldn't be happening, and it especially shouldn't be happening here in, you know, what is supposed to be, you know, the freest country in the world. And we're going to make sure that it doesn't. And that's what the Lisa McPherson Trust is all about, and I thank everybody for being part of it.
I'm happy to have sold this property. At the same time, I'm happy for Bob Minton and his organization to do whatever it is they want to do.
Hello, Dell. Hi, it's Bob Minton. I am in the Lisa McPherson Trust building, which we closed on this afternoon. And this is the first phone call made on the office phones. And I wanted you to be the first to know that this has happened, and tomorrow morning we're going to actually open the doors of the Lisa McPherson Trust here in Clearwater. You know, it's a happy time, and it's also a sad time because, you know, it's because of Lisa that we came here, really. And you know, we're gonna do everything we can, Del, to make sure that situations like Lisa don't happen down here in Clearwater anymore. Yeah. Well, we want you to know we love you. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.